Last video ended as quite the cliffhanger. I was on my way to work with someone that I am pretty much certain has never dropped anyone off at my location at the door I need them to drop me off at before. I don't know if he's ever even been here. And that's disconcerting enough with a driver who's willing to look at the map that I try to give out. I mean, they're not theirs to keep. I take it back when I get there every day, but he just kind of looked at it and said, okay, I don't get this, just take it back. I'm like, fine, but when you start asking me questions, I am not going to be prepared to answer shit. I didn't say that, but that is where I am. A person who is blind and a person who is not good at geography and a person like me cannot be expected to direct a person where to go. And the closest I can get is that map. And when someone won't even take what I have to offer, I mean, hopefully it works out anyway, but I'm pretty nervous right now. But there's probably at least 10 to 15 minutes left on this commute before we can even get there. I'm going to try not to worry about it. I'm just going to listen to my own stuff here and go to red alert when I realize we're kind of close. And by go to red alert, I mean turn the stuff off and kind of listen for either a question or okay, we're here or something. And whatever's about to happen, you will not hear it. I could hit record, but kudos to people who have the guts to just record their lives and then put that up on the internet. Other people's voices and all. I don't know how they do that. My fear of getting in trouble will not let me do that. What you will hear is me maybe going into my workplace or maybe just saying, okay, here's the area of work I am in, and I can talk to you for a minute while I make myself something to eat and eat it, because I'm going to have to do that before I get started. On a day like today, I just need to give myself some grace and take as much time extra as I can take. So I'll talk to you when I get inside my workplace. I think we're close. The GPS just made it sound like we're close. It just said turn left onto Northeast Street I work on, so wish me luck. Well, we were a turn or two away, but still.
Take the next left, then turn left.
I mean, is that GPS gonna direct him to the exact correct entrance? I said I'd check in at work, and I will, but I'm actually not gonna...
Destination is on the right.
Yeah, but is it the right entrance? I said I was gonna wait until I got inside to talk to you, but I'm not. I want you to understand what I have to go through. Okay. That actually worked out really well. But it's anxiety-provoking circumstances. The guy said, okay, I see this sign that you were talking about. I said, yeah, that's the entrance we need to use. And that's the one we did use. And here I am at my workstation. I know exactly where I am and what I need to do. And it's 7:45. I'm still probably not going to start by 8. Well, I might, but I really doubt it. It's probably going to be closer to 8:15. But it won't be 8:30 or 8:35 like it is when my preferred ride service picks me up, because I actually am still at home until like 8 when they pick me up. And then they take me there. And then by then I've likely eaten and stuff, though, unless I've just had a bad... Well, it wasn't a bad night last night. I just I woke up in the middle of the night, didn't want to get back to sleep. My body has been doing that lately. With or without this sleep medication. That's a story too. This sleep medication. I've been on this sleep medication for several years now. But in the past year, they have switched pharmacies. And dealing with this new pharmacy's texting system drives me nuts. It's always texting me, refill your medication, refill your medication. I'm like, I've got several weeks left. I'm not going to refill it now. And then lately, though, it was time to refill it. I mean, I'm literally out of medication right now. And I haven't been able to refill it because the insurance is being problematic. I really have a thank God for you, but you're a pain in the ass relationship with insurance companies right now. Because one insurance company is refusing to cover this medication. As of October 21st, they had made up their mind that they weren't going to cover it. And they mailed me a note saying that. As of the 28th, I got an automated message saying, your doctor has sent... Actually, what I got was I got an automated call that my phone thought was spam. I was like, they're going to voicemail. I don't answer those. This one was important, so the automated system left a message saying, call this number and enter this PIN so we know it's you. Alright. I call the number, enter the PIN, confirm I am who I am to this automated system, and it says, your doctor has sent us documentation that satisfies us that you need the prescription. Not exactly in those words, but it said, your pharmacy can now process the prescription. By Wednesday, I hadn't heard back. This was a Saturday. By Wednesday, I still hadn't heard back from them, and they were supposed to reach out to me to set up delivery of this medication. I call them. I'm like, okay, the insurance says you can process it, so let's get it processed because I am really running out. They tried to run it. It still shows rejected by insurance. I'm like, what the fuck? So the insurance was supposed to do an override that would have taken effect so late Friday afternoon. I wasn't going to do anything about it necessarily. What I should do today is call them back and say, can you try to run the claim again? And if they can't run it, call the insurance company and say, are you going to cover this or what? I'm literally out of medication. What is it going to take? But honestly, I would rather just take melatonin, which is available over the counter and easy to get. And I don't know if whatever other ingredient is in that medication, because I know there's melatonin in that. I don't know what else is in that, but is it worth fighting for? Or should I just go with the easy to take melatonin over the counter? If it's too small or too big of a dose, well, it's easy enough to change. I'll probably go ahead and call the pharmacy today and see if they can try to run it, but then I might just leave it alone. I have trouble making decisions because I'm so scared that I'm making the wrong decision. Because I don't think I've ever really been taught to make right decisions, because I've been too busy being told how wrong I was for everything. Maybe that's not what they intended to tell me, but that's how I heard it. So do I just leave it alone? Or do I call the insurance if they can't process it and say, are you never going to cover this or what? I have paperwork saying you won't. But then I got a phone call saying that the doctor sent you documentation that convinced you to process it. Now, why won't you let it process? It's still going through as rejected. The note from the insurance company said, you could still take it by paying for it yourself. I'm like, if I could afford to pay for that shit myself, I would have no problem with taking a vacation. Yes, I say what I'm going to say. I don't care anymore. So, here I am. I've been talking for 15 minutes probably. Yeah, it's 7:53. The only other thing I'm going to say right now is that that's half the reason I have problems with insurance companies right now. The other half is I've been getting mental health services for like a year, and my insurance is not paying my therapist in a timely manner. And therefore, I'm having a mounting therapist bill, and she's being an angel about, at least you're trying to pay. You're paying little bits, but at least you're trying. I'll work with you. Thank God for her. But come on, insurance, what the hell are you doing to me? Get your act together. And am I really going to have to pay all this money? If not, pay your bills. I have to worry about paying my bills. I have to pay my bills when they're due. You're a big-ass company. You should be able to do the same thing. Okay. I should have been preparing this stuff while I was talking to you. I'm going to go to the break room and actually prepare this stuff and probably start still at around 8:30 by the time I've eaten what I'm going to eat. Except now I've got to put stuff away and there. Okay, it's 8:18 and I have eaten what I'm going to eat, and I better get started at 8:20. If that, it doesn't take 2 minutes to walk from here to my workstation, but
%, charged. Messages. Messages. Send. Button. Send message.
alright, I just clocked in. Should have put this away first, but Now, my job, in case you haven't watched any of my previous videos when I talked about this, is to take a box full of envelopes down from a cart, put it on the table, and one envelope at a time, take the adhesive stuff off, or not the adhesive stuff, not take it off, take the paper off, unveiling the adhesive stuff, fold it down to seal it, and make extra sure it's good and sealed. Then go to the next envelope, do the same thing. Really easy, really boring to some people, but the perfect job for me. The only thing that doesn't make it perfect is, due to pharmaceutical laws, I am not allowed to work from home even if I wanted to. And the whole team, it's not just me, it's the whole team. We would all love to work from home, but we're working directly with the drugs and we can't by law. I mean, we could go to the CEO of the company and there's nothing he could do. It's state laws, federal laws, which, I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense. You don't necessarily want the medications that you're putting into your body or your pet baby's body. I work at a veterinary pharmacy. Like, going God knows where and, like, being affected by God knows what. But for those of us who just watch the entire world shift to work from home, we were like, when do we get our "if you want to work from home, you can" announcements? That's what I want to know. Never, that's when. And because of that and the transportation issues, some of which you just heard about, I actually came close to resigning, but at the end of the day I realized this is a great job. It's got benefits that I have never had before, even though I don't qualify for most benefits because I only work part-time. There are still some benefits that I qualify for that I've never had at a job before. I mean, how can I throw that away because I don't like to go into work? I can't. In fact, I need to pick up as much extra time as I can because I need more money coming into this load of bank accounts. Not that this is the only way that I can do that. I'm working with my money coach, who is also a help people create a side business coach, to figure out what else I can do. I've got a couple of ideas. I mean, one, I'm going to go back to transcription. It's not the business that I love and that I would do for free if I had to, but it's something that I can do and can make money from, even if not a whole lot. And, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. And so I'm going to do that. And then I was between a portion of a podcast episode that I transcribed and something I heard at a class that she had last night. I was kind of inspired to create another little thing. I've got it probably about a third of the way done. And when I finish that, it'll be a matter of, okay, watch, I don't need you telling me what time it is every random. When I get that done, I need to figure out how to deliver it to people and how to charge them for it, and I'll start talking about it. Some people will have no use for it at all, but for those people who do have a use for it, it might just be a win-win. It's my solution to my problem, and I think I assume that my life is so different from everyone else's, and in some cases it is, but maybe it's not. I mean, maybe other people have some of the same problems. And if it's solving a problem for me, maybe it'll solve a problem for other people. And, I mean, yeah. I'll talk more about it later. Right now I'm still in the process of creating it. And it's not a create once and sell it forever kind of thing. I'll have to create a different one there's going to be a cycle to this business. I'm going to have to create a new one every, however long. But especially if it brings me in a little bit of money, or maybe even a lot of money, maybe it'll take off like I don't know that it will. I'll keep doing it. I'll keep doing it as long as it's something that I can do and make money from. Probably. Because the truth is, like I say, transcription is not going to be the side business. It's not going to be the one that I actually want to move on from it and find something that I like more. But for right now, you gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. And yeah. So I'm almost done with this particular box. What I do after I finish a box is put it up on an area of the table where somebody goes and comes and picks it up. Except now I've got envelopes going out all over the place. This is when I call in some help. Because I want confirmation that, hi, I've got a box explosion. I want you to make sure that we're not missing envelopes on the floor. I started noticing they were coming out and then they started going on the floor, and I'm like, okay, somebody who can actually see is going to have to make sure I don't have any straggling envelopes that don't get back in the tote. Now it's done. Alright, now I've finished with this particular box of envelopes. What I do now is, will you stay in there? You belong in there. These things have been trying to fly out. I put them up here where someone will pick it up eventually. And then move on to the next box and do the same thing. And I'm not going to make you watch this for the rest of ever. And in fact, I wonder how we are time-wise. By the time I've edited this part down, how much do I have left to say? Or how much room is there before I hit that 30-minute wall where it won't upload to YouTube through Tunes to Tube. So I think I'm actually going to end this, and part 3 will start after work, because for the next 5 hours plus I'm going to be doing the same thing and there's probably not going to be much to talk about. So thank you for listening to this audio-centric video. Check out the several links in the description below. I've got the first podcast I was ever in down there, which said podcast is now on hiatus indefinitely, and never mind, but it's still there to listen to if you want to listen to it. I've got the only so-called rebate app that I actually use. Love it, and would love to invite you all to use it if you'd like to. I've got Aira. I've got all kinds of stuff down there. Check out the description box below and check out any of those things that you'd like to. And you'll hear from me in the next video. Bye.